In outer space, there lives the most sinister villain in the universe. Dark Helmet.
I can't breathe in this thing!
Spaceballs.
Got some hyperspace on that thing. And what do we got on this thing? A Cuisinart?
Starring Mel Brooks
It's for you.
as President Scrooge.
Who is it?
Daphne Bonita as Princess Vespa.
Daughter of Roland, king of the druids.
Funny.
She doesn't look foolish. John Candy as Clark.
Whoa! Give me bomb!
Bill Pullman as Lone Star.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
Mel Brooks as the magnificent yogurt. Don't make a fuss. Yogurt? Just plain yogurt. Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet.
Why don't we take a 5-minute break?
Spaceballs. The movie.
Smoke if you got 'em.
Spaceballs. Why not? Happy Easter, everybody. So Yoda has decided to join us because Skip is on the couch being lazy today. He's all pumped up on hemp treats. Because it's a weekend. I always give him a little bit extra. And he wants to sleep. So he only had 2. So yeah, so I am going to review Spaceballs. So why not? It's a comedy. So and it's also light outside. This never happens when we do our YouTube videos. So I will do the breakdown of Spaceballs right after this.
Come up to the world of Elements where it's cool and refreshing. Elements are sugar-free and so fresh they take your breath away. So fresh and cool and sugar-free. Come up to Elements.
Who remembers Velements? I would love it if somebody could comment on that, because it was just a total thing out of left field that I just decided to look up.
What's that?
What Velements? They were apparently, I just learned that they were sugar-free breath mints. I thought people would actually enjoy eating those today, since everybody loves the taste of stevia, even if there's cane sugar in food. So Velements were a breath mint that I just said did not have. So that explains the weird aftertaste of those wonderful Velements that were sugar-free. So I just learned that they were sugar-free today. So we used to always have those breath mints with us on trips, and I think my dad got them in his stocking, or my mom did. I don't remember which one always liked them. So that's what Velements were. Oh yes, and they were also square too, so they weren't circles. So they did even look a little bit different. And they had peppermint, and then they had regular mint as well. I don't know if they had cinnamon. They might have. I'd have to ask if anybody remembers them. So, anyways, so the Velvet lesson has been added on this wonderful channel. So, see, you learn things on here every now and then, unlike Jeremy Johns. Oh, well, that's obvious. Look at the. But in case there's those couple that do. So, Spaceballs, that came out in 1987. The top movie was Three Men and a Baby. That was the highest grossing movie, which I still can't believe. Other movies that came out that year was Platoon. I thought that would have been a higher grossing movie. And also The Untouchables I thought would be a higher grossing movie as well. And they were not. Beverly Hills Cop 2 also came out that year. So 87 had some good movies, but none of them really seemed to really pop. But here we go with Spaceballs. This was the spoof on science fiction movies, and of course, this was directed by the very talented and very funny Mel Brooks. And I know I'm going to get a
Who's that?
Yep. He, of course, started. He did Young Frankenstein. He did History of the World Part 1.
Nope.
Well, there wasn't a Part 2 for a reason. He also did Blazing Saddles, Robin Hood Men in Tights,
Nope.
Life Stings, High Anxiety. I didn't think you would hear of any of those. But anyways, you are going to get quite the lesson on Mel Brooks just after these clips because he starred in this movie. He had two roles. He played Yogurt, who is Yoda approves. He plays sort of the Yoda character, and then President Scroob. So obviously, he plays a good person and a, I guess, somewhat bad person. This is a spoof, so he's going to make you laugh no matter what happens. So he also directed this, which can't be easy to do, but apparently what he did was when he did his shot, he looked at a TV monitor and he told you if they had to cut again or if it was fine. So I guess he was a perfectionist in some ways. So he really did a lot of takes. He's a funny man, but he did take comedy seriously. So that's something I just learned about him. And with this movie as well, he also let George Lucas look at the screenplay, who, of course, did Star Wars. And he was so fascinated by it, he brought his special effects team to work with Mel Brooks on this to make sure the special effects were done really, really well. And for all those people that hate George Lucas, well, at least he has a sense of humor. So all those people that hate him for being rich, which is really the reason why they hate George Lucas, he was very creative and at least he had some type of a sense of humor. I know it's probably bad for Generation Boring. So this is Spaceballs. This also stars Bill Pillman. We know him from Casper, Wyatt Earp. Um, he was also in Lake Placid. He was in Scary Movie 4, I believe. It was 3 or 4, or both. He might have even been in both of those. And he was also obviously in Spaceballs. I'm trying to think what else he was in that you would have seen him in. Yeah, he was probably not. Okay. So Daphne Zungia is the actress in this. I have not really seen her in anything else. She was in The Fly too. I've heard of that, but I've never seen it. Let's see. We also have. Oh yes, the very lovable John Candy is in this, and he plays.
Who's that?
I think everybody knows you know who John Candy is, but for those who don't, he was in Canadian Bacon, he was in Splash, Summer Rental, The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Cool Runnings, Who's Harry Crumb, Wagons East, Volunteers, Stripes.
Did we see that?
Yes. And he also had the cameo in Home Alone.
Uh-huh.
So John Candy has a very big resume, and yes, they had him in this movie as a half man, half dog. And his name was Barf. And Joan Rivers was also the voice of the robot in this movie. So every time she talks, just put on a pair of earmuffs. That's what most people did anyway. She was a very annoying person. That's what she was known for. And I'm trying to think of anybody. Oh yes, how can we forget Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet?
Who's that?
He was in Ghostbusters, Parenthood, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He was the dad.
Oh, okay.
He was in Little Giants. No, I do not look like Rick Moranis as much as people say that I do. I don't see the reason. Well, people think that. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of comments when I show him. Apparently, I look like the kid from the Little Giants too. So I guess take your pick. What nerdy actor do I look like? People can argue about it all they want. Oh well, thank you. Let me think what else Rick Moranis was in. My Blue Heaven. I already said Parenthood. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. Oh, he played Barney in the Flintstones. Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2. So that is pretty much Rick Moranis, and the story is incredibly simple. The space. Well, that, but there is a little bit of a story. They are the Spaceballs are going after planet Druidia, and they're just trying to get their millions of years of fresh air. So they're trying to extract the air from that planet. So you get to see them use a giant vacuum. You get to see them do little adventures to get there. Lone Star, played by Bill Pillman, is sort of the Han Solo in this movie. So it is a pretty amusing movie, and we'll see if it is a classic or not. That is pretty much going to be the discussion. I saw this movie years after it came out. I didn't even hear of this until the early 2000s, I believe. Somebody told me to watch it, so I ended up buying it on that Columbia DVD club that people used to get all the time. So, well, now since I just gave the story, I will already show the first clip, and I will show that in just a second.
What do they call him? So not Darth Vader?
I can't breathe in this thing.
I had to do the opening scene with Dark Helmet, played by Rick Moranis. Don't you just like how he just looks all intimidating, and then he can't breathe in the helmet? So maybe it's the fact that I have asthma, and that had just happened to happen. Maybe that's why they like to joke around with me looking like Rick Moranis. I would love to hear the audience's comment on this. Do I look like Rick Moranis? Because apparently I do. So this is the opening scene here. He also manages to laser one of the workers there in the no region, we'll call it that. So instead of choking them like Darth Vader did, he had a different approach. You can actually see the thing actually going to the soldier or whatever it is, a trooper, whatever they call him in this movie. So he goes over and he watches radar because they are planning on talking to President Scroob eventually. But again, he's played by Mel Brooks. So on planet Druidia, there is now a nice, happy wedding between Princess Vespa and Prince Valium. This is Prince Valium's only appearance in this movie. So Princess Vespa doesn't want to marry him. So does she go along with it? Or does she just tell him no politely? Let's find out.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here on this most joyous occasion to witness Princess Vespa, daughter of King Roland, going right past the altar, heading down the ramp and out the door. Stop her! Someone stop her! Stop her!
Hey, wait! You forgot to get married! Will you stop? What are you doing? No questions, Doc. Get in!
Well, I guess she is running off. Which now, if I was her, I would have left two things. I would have left Prince Valium, and I would have left the annoying Dot behind because well, okay, well, poor Lone Star is going to be getting stuck with the two of them in just a little bit. So, and Lone Star, like I said, is played by Bill Pillman. So she ran off, and then she went in her little fancy rocket ship car type of thing and flew off. You didn't see it fly off because we don't know how strict they are with our wonderful 6 second rule here. So she is traveling with her very annoying robot Dot. If people said that C3PO was annoying, well, wait until you get to hear Dot more and more throughout the movie. So now the next clip, I am actually going to show Barf and Lone Star as they are talking to a very special guest because somebody has not seen this movie, so I want her to be surprised because I think I'm going to get a big "what the heck is that" when when she sees the TV screen. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Pizza the Hut!
What the hell?
If it isn't Lone Star and his sidekick, you.
That's Bark.
Bob, you whatever.
Well, this is Barf and Lone Star, but first this is Pizza the Hut. I told you I was going to get a what the heck out of that deal. So this is pretty much just like Star Wars. Obviously, Pizza the Hut is making fun of Jabba the Hutt, and we all know Han Solo owed Jabba the Hutt money. So in this, it's the same thing. He owes Pizza the Hut $1 million space bucks. So how is he going to earn those a million space bucks? Well, we will find out. It's something like that. Um, you're on the right track. You are pretty close. So apparently, so yes, so Pizza the Hut. Of course, the voice is by Dom DeLuise, and we all know him from History of the World Part One. He played the Fat Caesar, and he was also in the movie Fatso. No, no, and no. All right. Well, so now we will finally meet President Scroob, and there is a Star Trek part to this movie. Let's see how President Scroob likes being beamed. So we will show that clip in just a second.
Snotty, beam him down.
Yes, sir. Immediately, sir.
Where's his feet? Why is he backwards?
What's happened to his head?
It's on backwards.
Converter malfunction.
Why didn't somebody tell me my ass was so big?
I just forgot where I left off. So this is what happens in this movie when President Scroob gets beamed. You know, this is, as you can tell already, for those who don't like spoofs. Yes, this is a comedy movie. I should have said that at first because they are. But if you like Star Wars or Star Trek, sometimes they take offense to these kind of little jokes here. This is not a movie you watch with a serious turtle face. This is meant to make you laugh, not get offended. Even George Lucas thought this was funny. So yes, this is a little part here. President Scrooge gets beamed, and he is a little out of sorts. And he makes a comment of how his butt is big. So he might be using a Stairmaster very, very soon when he goes back. So the scene after this is very, very funny because what he said is next time he'll just walk over. So obviously, this is something that all you have to do is walk through a door. But how many people use elevators when taking the stairs is faster and more efficient?
That's because our exposure going up. If there's more than one, I'm taking an elevator.
Okay. I prefer the stairs.
Going down, I'm okay. Going up, that's when I fall.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want that to happen.
Going down, I'm fine. Tell me how that works.
So the next scene here, they are going after the princess. So now it is up to Lone Star to save them. Her dad, he sort of tells them that he will give them a million space bucks, which we all know Lone Star needs for Pizza the Hut. So obviously, to save his daughter, he asked for 1 million space bucks. He's going to pay him. So now they no. So now they have literally jammed the the Spaceballs vehicle there. So their beaming mechanism, their magnetic beam does not work anymore. They jammed it with, I believe, strawberry or raspberry jam to be exact. And yes, that actually did happen in the movie. They literally used jam. Probably the Great Value brand because that would rot it a lot faster. So so now let's see what happens when Barf goes, of all things, to save the princess and her very ugly robot, which you would just love to splash with water so it would rust up. So I will show that clip in just a second.
What was that?
Hi,
Who are you?
Barf.
Not me, mister. This is a Mercedes.
Ah, that's my name. Barf.
Barf? What are you?
I'm a log. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
What do you want?
Your father hired Captain Lone Star and me to save you. Come on, we gotta hop up this ladder and get out of here.
Good, quick. Hurry, dog. Oh, the dog.
Checking in? What the hell is all that?
It's Her Royal Highness's Max luggage.
Well, this is what happens Well, I guess they want to know what the noise was, and there's a nice little shot of Barf just with a nice little smile on his face. And Dot isn't very happy. Well, what else is new? She hasn't even started to get her gears warmed up yet. So there's the princess with her luggage. When she decided to pack all this stuff in her little tiny Mercedes is beyond me. She must have had everything planned out. Um,
So she went to the wedding with nothing?
Pretty much.
She was still in her wedding.
She probably had it packed up beforehand, but this is a spoof. Nothing is supposed to make sense. It happens in most of them. Even in some of the TV shows like The Goldbergs did something similar to this, where the mom already had a checkout before the kid even asked for it. So, yeah, so yes, it is funny. Remember, this is not supposed to be taken seriously. This is supposed to make you laugh, which it already has. I forgot how funny this movie actually is.
Who didn't make laugh? It didn't make me laugh. It made me want to throw up.
Well, for most people that like spoofs, this was supposed to make you laugh.
It might have helped if I actually lost time.
That would help. That would definitely help. And I think they assumed that most people did. So, anyways, so the next scene here, the Spaceballs ship apparently has a few speeds to it. So we'll see how fast they want to go after the Lone Star mobile went into their little hyper jets there on his little space RV, which looks great. I would actually rather ride in that than Princess Vespa's Mercedes nonsense. So I will show the clip of the speed of the Spaceball ship. I think you will find it amusing. For those probably already know what scene is coming up. It is constantly talked about. So I will show it in just a second.
What the hell was that? Spaceball 1. They've gone to plaid.
We passed them! Stop this thing! We can't stop. It's too dangerous. We've got to slow down first. Bullshit! Just stop this thing! I order you! Stop!
Well, so there was a light speed, ridiculous speed, and ludicrous speed, and Dark Helmet wanted to go right for ludicrous speed. And look what happened. I don't think there's any airbags on that ship, and he did not buckle up either. So Ralph Nader would be very disappointed. So he was the one that made all the car safety stuff. He made the seat belts, the airbags, all that stuff. So yes, Ralph Nader would be giving Dark Helmet quite a few dings there. So they tended to go over Lone Star's ship, and the beam looked like it went to plaid. So they probably picked that up at Joanne's Fabrics. So anyway, so Dark Helmet managed. Well, apparently they didn't get it at Joanne Fabrics.
I'm pretty sure they closed.
So maybe they got it from Liberace's house. Maybe they auctioned it off or something.
Ooh.
Okay, fine. Al Borland from Home Improvement. That would probably make more sense.
Ooh.
He wore plaid on Home Improvement. Al Borland, Richard Karn. Oh my goodness. we'll have to. I'll have to show a Home Improvement clip to somebody after this. After this wonderful review. So.
Teach me how to fix things. I'm paying people to do it.
Well, actually, it tells you what not to do most of the time, which is
Well, then I don't care.
which is try not to do things yourself, or you'll end up like Tim Taylor, all blown up. So, anyways, from Home Improvement, Tim Allen.
I just said Tim Allen.
I should have. Okay, so Anyway, so they go over Lone Star, and it looks like that Lone Star is in the clear, but they ran out of gas. So I guess they didn't get the nearest Speedway or Red Bull gas station that has the Speedway TV on the. Why not? I don't know why I said Red Bull. It's Rebel gas station, and they have TVs on their gas pump for whatever reason. So that's I think it's for Generation Boring. So, anyways, so yes, I guess these people owe my bride to be money because there was a little bit of swearing. So she wants Mel Brooks to send money in the mail ASAP. So I guess with those million space bucks that Lone Star has, he has plenty of money to send us after if he swears at all in this. I'm not really sure. So what happens is they run out of gas. They go to a desert. The princess can't carry her own luggage. So so that's when Lone Star says, "Tough, you're going to start carrying your own stuff." And there's a giant hair dryer. So there's some funny stuff in here that I'm not going to show. But in the desert, of course, they don't have water. So now they run into so the best thing besides water, I guess, is yogurt. So we get to meet yogurt, and we will meet him in just a second.
You're hiding me.
Heard of you? Who hasn't heard of yogurt?
Yogurt the wise. Yogurt the all-powerful.
Yogurt the magnificent.
Please, please, don't make a fuss. I'm just plain yogurt.
But you're the one.
Yes, I am the keeper of a greater magic. A power known throughout the universe as the
Force?
No, the Schwartz.
So this is not Yoda. This is yogurt. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Well, anyways. All right, so this is yogurt. So this is also played by Mel Brooks. And he said he enjoyed playing this part, except for the paint apparently made his face break out. Something that. All right, so this is the little guy. So, and Barb's foot does get smushed by the giant statue of Yogurt himself. So, yes, this scene is very, very funny. And they also, well, yeah, we didn't see it yet. I think it was in the trailer. And then also they do mention the merchandising of Spaceballs. They're taking a shot at George Lucas for that because George Lucas said he'll help with the film, just don't have any merchandising afterwards. So they put it in the movie. So I will show the next clip of what President Scrooge does in Spaceballs. Is he an honorable president, or does he take the Bill Clinton and JFK values? Let's find out. You'll see.
What is it?
I have an urgent message from Lord Helmet. He's lost the princess.
Where?
Somewhere in the sands of Vega.
Tell them to comb the desert, you hear me? Comb the desert!
Yes, sir.
Sir?
What?
Nothing yet, sir. How about you? Not a thing, sir.
All right, so this is President Scrooge in his fair time, and this is what he likes to do. So obviously, he's taking a typical politician's approach here. Pretty much maybe a Newt Gingrich. Maybe I'll throw his name in there as well, since he'd like to do things like that. So now he also told them to comb the desert, and as you can see, they are literally combing the desert. We just didn't get the Afro comb. That was a smaller one, and it would have been another dollar that Mel Brooks would have owed us. So yeah,
Why did I see that?
I don't know.
It's not just for Apple.
Oh well, that's just what I call it. Well, yeah, they whatever, but it's just called it. It's just called that. So this scene was pretty funny. I also like Dark Helmet's desert hat. It was really big there, so that kind of made me laugh as well. So instead of using the Force in this movie, they use the Schwartz. So I will show that clip in just a second.
What'd you do there? Wow! Whoa! 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 Ah! Give me the ring! Give me the ring, quick!
Well, this is the Schwartz instead of the Force, so he's able to lift this very heavy statue of yogurt, and then he drops it right on Barf's foot.
Because he distracted him.
Yeah, he sure did. So now his foot is 3 times bigger. So now it looks like his foot is now full of gout. So Barf is not happy.
No.
So now Barf has now got a flat foot, and he's not happy.
Yeah. He was in my bedroom. Go sleep with him.
So Barf limps off, and later on, Dark Helmet ends up fooling Princess Vespa and captures her. So now, how is Dark Helmet celebrating this capture? He's probably got champagne, or he's dancing around, or maybe he went to the local Toys R Us and bought some Spaceballs toys. Let's find out which one he did.
I have you in my clutches. To have my way with you. The way I want to.
No, please leave me alone.
No, you are mine.
Not so fast, Helmet.
Lone Star.
Yes, it's me. I'm here to save my girlfriend. Hi, honey.
Now you are going to die.
Oh, oh, oh. Hey, what'd you do to my friend?
The same thing I'm going to do to you, big boy. Oh, and you too.
Oh.
Now, Princess Vespa. At last, we are alone.
Oh, no. I hate you. Leave me alone.
Yet, I find you strangely attractive. Of course.
Well, this is my guest here who just decided to show up, and it looks like he's pawing at my microphone wire there. So if he keeps this up and he pulls the cord here, we are now going to have a Polish Pegasus video with no sound.
Or if you choose it.
Or if you choose it, for that matter, which he's starting to do, and his claws hurt, by the way, and he still will not stop. So this is Dark Helmet. Apparently, he went to either KB Toys or Toys R Us, or maybe even possibly Child World.
I'm pretty sure none of them places exist anymore.
Well, at the time, in 1987, that's probably where he went to pick up his Spaceball dolls, and this is what he's doing. He is playing with them. And the dialogue with this is actually, in my opinion, really, really funny. This is what the top villain does, I guess. So his soldier does come in, and Colonel Sanders, for that matter, pops in. That is his name, and says, I did not see you playing with your dolls again. So Dark Helmet is sort of embarrassed by it. So now I will fast forward to they finally go to planet Druidia, and the Spaceballs 1 ship now became Mega Maid. So let's see what this looks like, or does it plain suck? So I will show you that clip in just a second.
My little baby.
All right, so this is the scene here with the Mega Maid. So I know this is a comedy, but the special effects are actually kind of cool. So and Mel Brooks did say that this was important for this movie because as it is absolutely funny, he had to get the special effects in there as well. So the air is out of Druidia, and there's her father, the King Vespa, is obviously running out of air, and he's got the physique of King George. I forgot which one. I don't know why actually, I take that back. I'm going to go with Henry VIII. He obviously had a very big buffet. So the air is out. Obviously, it gets back in. But now I will show the final clip, and it's the fight scene between Dark Helmet and Lone Star. And normally, I think fight scenes can be silly at times, but this fight scene is awesome. So I will show that in just a second. So this is the final fight scene here, and we have to get Dark Helmet some boo boo medicine because I think he just got his nose busted up there. So obviously the lightsaber could not go through his dark helmet, so he decided to take his mask off, laugh in his face, and then Lone Star punched him. And then he brought his little lightsaber out, ducked his head, and then obviously Lone Star is just pushing him away, making fun of his below average height, which is why maybe I'm compared to Rick Moranis. So, so this is the final clip I'm going to show, and then I'm going to do my review after Siskel the Grouch and King of the Toilet Chair give theirs. So I will do that in just a second.
Spaceballs is the name of Mel Brooks' latest movie parody. This time he kids not the Western, not the Hitchcock film, but the Star Wars movies. And the result is a hit-and-miss affair that has enough good jokes that I'm glad I saw, so that I'm recommending the film slightly. One of the best gags in the film is when the space jockey and the princess and their faithful servants confront a little green wise man named Yogurt, played by Mel Brooks.
Hiko, not good.
Yogurt. What is this place? What is it?
Yogurt gives our young hero a magic ring, and that ring becomes part of the battle with evil Dark Helmet, one of the kingpins of the planet Spaceball, a planet trying to steal all the air from the planet of the princess.
Be the best man we. Put it there. The ring! I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the...
Spit in the whole film, a gooey bad guy who is not named Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. Well, if it isn't Lone Star and his sidekick, Puke. That's barf, barf, puke, whatever.
Looks like what that
Funny
thing
is
is.
funny, pepperoni sliding down that mountain. Very, very funny. Those are a lot of funny bits, most of them visual though. The writing in this film is not as good. The spoken gags don't work nearly as well as the visual ones. Still, I did laugh a lot. I wouldn't have wanted to have missed Spaceballs.
Gee, this is a tough one for me to call. There are individual moments in this movie when I laughed out loud
And you didn't want to miss them.
enjoyed myself, and I'm glad I didn't miss them. The movie as a whole, I feel, is first of all not successful, and secondly, way too late. We're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Star Wars, and the whole idea of making a parody of Star Wars has itself been done over and over and over again.
And badly.
And badly, but I mean, in a way, the whole idea of it has been worn out on television and in other movies.
You know,
Why didn't Brooks satirize something that was a little bit more up to date?
Well, the only
like
thing-
Aliens, for example, or the Schwarzenegger.
Well, he does throw in a little tribute to Aliens and the Star Trek series in the end of the film. But I think I thought it was a little late for myself. But when I'm laughing, I'm not thinking it's late. I'm laughing, and I think on the judgment of this being a comedy, I laughed. It's good enough. Recommendation.
I laughed. It's not good enough. Thumbs down. But if you happen to go on Gene's recommendation, you'll probably laugh loud a couple of times. So how's that for?
Well, at least you're wrong now on 2 films. That's all. Let's keep
I'm
going.
trying to keep my record intact. When we come back.
Well, this is the Siskel the Grouch and King of the Toilet Chair. And of course, King of the Toilet Chair gave it a big fat thumbs down because his thumb is probably very, very swollen. So he obviously had a few snacks during this and couldn't understand the jokes. So Siskel the Grouch did enjoy this and actually gave it a recommendation. So I have to agree with Siskel the Grouch. I thought the dialogue was funny. I thought the jokes were funny in this. I thought the special effects were actually really good. And I thought the cast was actually done really well too. John Candy in a Mel Brooks film is just perfect. So I thought this was really well directed, and Mel Brooks playing a duo part is always cool to watch. So I do highly recommend this. I did like the merchandising too, and how Mel Brooks said that merchandising is actually the moneymaker is actually true. George Lucas made a killing when he decided to do his own merchandising and didn't license it out to people. For some reason, people had a problem with this, and I think George Lucas is a genius for it. Well, now I just made the whole Star Wars dorks mad. I made the Star Trek people angry, and I made Generation Boring incredibly angry because they don't believe in making profits. So, yes, this is a movie I will recommend to people that enjoy comedies or spoofs for that matter. Some people don't. Other people that really love Star Wars for some reason got offended by this. Guys, it's entertainment. Lighten up. So, yes, subscribe if you want. What? Oh, yes, I forgot the grade. Wow, I feel just like one of my first grade teachers. So, so anyways, I did forget the grade. So I am going to give this a B plus because I am grading it on it being a comedy and a spoof. It isn't really, I'm not going to call it a classic, but I'll maybe say it's a cult classic for that matter, where just a certain group of people do consider it a classic. So I will give it that. It's definitely enjoyable. So yes, I don't know what you can stream this on. That I did forget to also mention, but I do believe it is free on one of them. It might be Tubi. So, so yes, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.